if I start with the easy runs first and people's inability to do them effectively, I think some of it comes down to a lack of knowledge and education. Like they actually just don't know any better. So ordinarily for them, I think, again, I don't know what it's like in the UK, but here certainly physical activity is a bit of an issue more in like broader society. So for people that, for weekend warriors, they might think, well, anything I'm doing, like the harder I work, the better. Like, isn't that the best approach? But I guess when they start transitioning across to more goal-orientated endurance training, they then realize that that type of approach isn't sustainable, because when you start banking 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 Ks a week or 300 Ks a week on the bike, when you start banking that type of training volume in, just doing moderate training all the time is not going to cut it, because you are going to end up leading to, you're going to leave yourself susceptible to injury, illness, overtraining, overreaching, all those types of things. Not to mention that type of training results in high levels of training monotony. So, people end up burning out. They go, I'm sick of this training. I've got these niggles. I can't get rid of them. I haven't improved. So I'm going to give up. So I think a bit of it is a lack of knowledge and education. I think also it probably comes from I think there's definitely a lack of discipline in it. So I think for some people, when you set them easy runs to do, for so long they've exercised thinking harder is better. So when you tell them to run easier, they're like, what do you mean? Like, I don't feel like I'm getting anything out of it. So it probably takes the complementary nature of the high intensity work for the penny to drop. So when you actually show them the easy runs and they start to do them and they go, yeah, okay, I can see I'm starting to enjoy these. I start to feel the benefit. I feel like I can do them and they don't come with a significant cost or impost on my freshness and wellness and all those types of things. But then when you complement it and juxtapose it with the high intensity work, that's when I think the penny drops and they go, geez, yeah, now I can see what you mean. I've never worked that hard before for a high intensity session. And then they're like, okay, so maybe my ability to perform them is better now because I am fresher. So I think it's the combination of those two where people finally understand why you would approach your training in this manner, because for most people, they don't have the knowledge, the awareness, and they will cite excuses like you're alluding to. So time, I only had 30 minutes, so that's all I could fit in. So I just went as hard as I could for 30 minutes. So all those things are the same factors that you referred to, Phil. But I think the overarching issue is I think people just do not know any better. I think that's probably the major issue. And hopefully through your podcast, and I guess part of it for me, like the reason I set up the side business, like I've always been not anti-social media, but like not that comfortable putting stuff out there, particularly in these types of forums. But I think it was just a realization that conditioning application is so misapplied and misunderstood. So I was like, well, I do have what I perceive as a good body of knowledge. So, it's probably a good thing to share to people that are interested. So hence why I started it about, roughly about 2 years ago.